Range of motion. So before we do a visual exercise, many times what we'd like to do is know, is this helping our body? Is our brain liking it? Or are we getting a positive, a neutral, or a negative response? Some of the brain drills that you get, you may have actually get a restriction in movement, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that your brain was stimulated, possibly overstimulated, and that we need to work that a little bit more so that we can get relaxed. So if you do get a negative result, don't automatically think, oh, this exercise doesn't work for me, because it might actually work in the long term better for you, but in the short term, we've got a little restriction. Although many of the exercises, you'll find that your range of motion will increase almost instantaneously, and that means that the restriction in your range of motion was not biomechanical. Your muscles and ligaments and joints didn't allow you to go further because of what the brain had perceived as maybe a potential injury in the past or could potentially injure you now. So that's why we do our range of motion tests. 3 of the easiest ones. The neck is probably the easiest. A lot of people hold tension in their neck. So when we just keep our shoulders square and we rotate to the right, feel kind of where your resistance is, where the tension is, and then same thing going to the left. You might actually look at an object or a point on the wall to see, okay, well that's how far I can see in focus, and then do that range of motion test both sides, get a good feel for it. Torso range of motion, hands on your chest, feet straight ahead, and we just twist and we feel, okay, that's about where my range of motion is there. And same, and again, we do that a couple times. And then you can't see my toes from here, but to do a toe touch, all we'll do is legs stay straight, and then we're just gonna reach down, probably let the camera view see where we're at. Retest that a couple times, and that toe touch is probably the most telling for most people, because it's the easiest to visually see how much further my range of motion increased. If I'm 1.5 to 2 inches from touching my toes, I do a brain drill and now I'm touching my toes, or past where my knuckles are touching the ground, it is instant feedback that my brain liked this. It relaxed my nervous system, and it allowed my range of motion to increase.